This Enigma just feels kind of lost in this game, and of course we've got plenty of tips coming out. Makoto and Ollie and Makoto, they love each other. They've been chatting through the entire draft, just spamming the lobby chat. A lot of good vibes. Oh no, you're not my bro anymore, Yakult bro. Oh, what a heartbreak. Ollie and 23 having a falling out, a public crash out here between the two of them. Damn, this is Dota drama at its finest. Ollie does switch from SEA to China more than most players. Tends to yo-yo in between them. Of course, was on IG for the longest time with Emo when he was in his kind of heyday. And then was also playing with 23 Savage for a bit as well. All around the world. Long wraparound here from the Yakult bros. The only one who's not with them is the Morphling, who's just trying to get information elsewhere on the map and protect his mid lane ward. Boca leading the charge, but doesn't see anybody.
The battle begins.
As the bounty will be secured 2 for 2. Luckily, 23 Savage doesn't make himself a target. And wow, what a tag. Flip STRTLN, Flipster Talon. They've really tried to squeeze all the words they possibly can into that tag. Well, credit to them, they managed it somehow. Body blocks coming out from Baboka and beyond just to be super annoying on this wave. Also utilizing the tag team slow as well just to get it under tower. 23 Savage tries to stop it, can't stop it, tries to drag it back, but they've already lost pretty much the entire creep. Well, they missed the deny, so at least 23 Savage will get that. Range creep won't be going their way as damage coming out onto 23 here. Cuckoo try to help out, force them back. 23 just takes so much from Boca and beyond. Tag team level 1, nothing to mess with. Meanwhile at middle lane we have the Tiny versus the Morphling. Hey, I'm not completely alone. I've got Patrick here with me, which always feels good. Hello, Patrick. Yeah, it's the way to communicate. We're going to have to invent a language between the observers and the casters, where all the little mouse things, maybe some sort of Morse code, so you can be my co-caster when T-Governor's internet goes down. Yeah, go on then, Patrick. You can choose the next lane to look at. Where do you want to look? You can choose. Take me. I'll talk about it. As a courier coming down. Very exciting. Yeah, thank you, Patrick. It's a Christmas-themed courier, which seems very out of season. And it's got a salve and a clarity. Salve, of course, regens your health. Clarity regens your mana. If you're not enjoying this, it's not my fault, guys. I'm being held hostage by my observer. It looks really sad, doesn't it? Why does it look so sad? Yep, there we go. Packed up a bit. Doesn't want to die. Doesn't want to go out into the lane and die. And we'll finally get its items delivered to Ollie. Fantastic. All right, thank you, Patrick. I'm never letting you do that again. So far in this lane, it's not the most flying start for Fly and Ollie, but over time, it was going to be so much harass yet. When this starts to happen, he's not even flacking yet, actually. That's kind of wild. I guess he didn't have the targets to flack down on them, but the two of them held together like that. Like, the harassment's just going to be insane. Drop an Arcane Curse, drop the Rocket Barrage, Black Cannon comes out, and pretty painful. As things get messy in the top side. Wave's been pulled. Cuckoo wants a bit of it. Baboka wants a bit of it. Gonna link the lanes together now as well. It's just a big old fight in the jungle between the creeps. 23 Savage getting most of these. Keeping his cool, getting the clicks. When it comes to First Blood, I mean, I imagine it'll happen in the bottom lane. You know, it's kind of impossible to survive when you've got all of this damage, or maybe it'll come in the top lane if Baboka tries to stay around for the Lotus, but he won't. He gives it up. I did enjoy the Lotuses in the early days of Lotus when everybody just fought and died for the Lotuses. You know, people were so, like, ride or die on Lotuses, as WS might be in an awkward position here. But just taking a couple of rocket barrages from Fly. I think he's being very patient with the flat cannons because he doesn't want to shove the lane out too hard into them. He kind of wants to keep lane control, so just you trying to use the rocket barrage and being maybe even a little bit greedy. letting WS stay in for some farm, letting him keep these Eidolons alive. The Eidolons aren't exactly getting a lot of clicks off, so they're not exactly splitting and becoming any sort of threat. Jokum just hanging on the side as well. Meanwhile, over towards mid lane, Morphling at 17 and 5, Tiny at 19 and 5, so they're just really trading up against each other, as we sort of predicted. Tiny's not going to be able to shut down a Morphling particularly well. The difference will come in a little later on, when we have the Tiny being able to make rotations, and the Morphling, you know, if there's really an opportunity, he can TP to a lane, you know, get the jump in. Nice little toss back under the tower, of course. Is a Morphling, so we'll be absolutely fine, but yeah, it'll come down to the rotations. Emo needs to be set up really, really nicely for a big rotation. Makoto can make it happen much easier, can make more usage out of the power runes, etc. So we shall see as Baboka being chased through the jungle. Cuckoo.
It was really nice of the teams to not get a kill whilst I had my power get deleted again. That was really good of them.
Yeah, you missed. Well, you missed some excellent courier commentary. That was the probably the highlight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So I didn't really miss much then, or?
Oh, he's giving you another blast of it though. Don't worry.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, I missed nothing. Good.
yeah. This is what happens. I let Patrick. I told Patrick we can talk about whatever he wants to talk about. He went to look at the courier, so you know.
It's not even Christmas. Wait,
no, that's what I said.
Yeah.
It's an out of season courier.
Yes.
If you're not changing your couriers for the season, then what's even the point?
All right, great. I'm really happy for the viewer that I've returned, and we're now recycling the same conversation again in the exact same way.
Then, well, we do have a rotation actually coming on to Jokam here. Baboka coming down to the bottom lane, turning up and blowing up the Shaman. Of course, kept alive a little bit by the chicken fingers, but will be fallen to Ollie.
I have a confession, Nomad. I just checked which courier I use. I use the exact same one.
Oh my god, what is wrong with you?
Beautiful. Right.
Not even a nice courier. Oh. We're not looking at more couriers, Patrick. Stop it.
Alright. I feel like this is the type of like delusion that's required on like a Series 4 Game 2, you know? Like a Series 2 Game 1
a singular kill at 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Onto a support, yeah. This does massively favor Yakult's brothers though. Like if they come out of these lanes like evenly matched, they're going to be pretty damn happy.
Hey, do you know when my internet crashed? I did say Ursa. Did you hear Ursa before I crashed or what?
I don't think so.
Oh, I said Ursa.
No.
Alright, whatever.
Didn't hear
I promise you, on my power, I said it.
I mean, check the tapes. It's not there, buddy.
God. Big draft really holding me back here.
That's why you always need to record your commentary locally to make sure that if there's any internet cuts, you can have the receipts.
Oh,
Flyfly stepping up here, but Makoto's going to come into this one as well, and Flyfly is going to die. Baboka also to fall. Big response here from Flipster Talon as they keep going forwards for more. Ollie's going to be that next target. Right clicks coming through. Down he goes. Jokam with the double kill. Huge rotation out from Makoto. I did say it, I did call it. The biggest difference maker between these two mid laners will be the rotations. Makoto, he knows that, and he makes a huge impact with that first move.
Yeah, really nice stuff. Just bringing all the numbers to the bot lane, and that's what we are going to expect to see, right? When you look at the Flipster Talon side compared to Yakult brothers, like the ability to bring heroes into an early engagement, right? Tide, he wants to sit and farm his lane for a little bit. Morphling wants to sit and farm his lane. So that's where Flipster Talon are trying to punish that. But with the Tusk rotating in with the Silencer, yeah, they're trying.
Both supports died, which means they can just
Avalanche in
into the mid lane. Avalanche is going to be there. The Morphling's not healthy as 23 Savage coming in on this one. The carry rotation onto Emo. They want to bring him down, and they will be able to do so. Both Emo and Baboka falling. Makoto did die in the process as well, though, so they got their quarry, but it's just going to be it. Ollie will get out.
Although
23 Savage, you know, these guys, they've got some history. 23 Savage is just going to keep on chasing. Pops the ulti, tries to bring him down, and will be able to do so.
It's a little additional clean-up kill there, yeah. Good TP. Let's see the replay here. It just took so long to kill Makoto, right? Like, Emo starts by taking over the Tiny. Of course, that's going to be a beautiful thing throughout the entire game. Your mid-morphling, always looking for the Tiny to take the Avalanche and toss, but...
Amo turned into the Tiny to throw Ollie into the fight to get him deeper, which is like fair enough because he's got the crash landing facet, but looked kind of bad, but it's absolutely the right play.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
2,000 gold lead Flipster Talon, and their rotations have been instrumental in their lead. Seeing an Ursa rotate this early on is very nice. Of course, you are losing the tower. It's kind of a repercussion. They have no real way to defend a tower on Flipster Talon. They have to be proactive. If at any minute they let Yakult set up around an objective,
Emo
disengage.
Caught without that strength morph coming in. Jokam catching him out. Cuckoo with the Moonlight Shadow. Snake's coming down as well. This tower is toast.
Really good stuff there. With all this aggression, XP has gone the way of Talon as well, and Moonlight Shadow plus a Shaman, you're always going to be able to surprise him. It's unrealistic that he's going to have a sentry down. Mid laners, they don't buy sentries.
Absolutely not. That's support stuff.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, really strong lanes. As I said, if the lanes went even, Yakult brothers would have been very happy with that, but of course Flipster Talon, they read the situation well, they read the game state well, but they will get a kill over here onto Baboka as well, who thought he could just sneak in towards the middle lane, maybe try to contest a rune, but killed off by the two supports, which are now hanging out with Makoto. I mean, this is kind of like a... You know, you counterpick the Ursa into the Tidehunter, so Ursa's going to have a free time up here. Enigma, whilst he doesn't have a good lane, he's still an Enigma, so he can still just lane by himself absolutely fine. And this allows the supports to just play around with Ursa, play around with Makoto, go around the map, try to find some action, make some plays.
Yeah, it's really nice the way that they've...
Makoto, very aggressive here, onto the Baboka, long arrow gonna connect there, but they'll turn around onto the Tiny. Tard has the shield rune, so he survived for now, but they've got so much damage, and with the Ravage coming through as well, Makoto might finally get dropped. WS coming in, looking for the black hole, gonna drop another fly, but there's a response from Ollie, just hits the 6 from this fight, uses the global silence to cancel the black hole. 23 Savage will kill him for it though. Shackle out from Shokam, just sitting in the front lines, holding down fly and getting them that kill. Baboka as well in some trouble. Snowball comes out, but he is gonna die. It's another one for 23 Savage here as he cleans up too. And now once again, Snake's on the tower. It is so quick, it is so clean from Flipster Talon. As Beyond is just about to make it out here. Yeah, a little off the mark.
Just the initiative from Flipster Talon, right? They see a hero, they identify the fact they want to go. Sure, Silencer gets the the clutch level 6 to get the global, but it doesn't really matter, right? You use Black Hole, he uses global, they all collapse in. And just the positioning. The Yakult brothers so clumped up. And they use the Ravage, but where is the damage after that? Of course, Emo is in the mid lane this entire time, just tickling down on the wave in the tower. And 23 Savage, and forever active, it seems. One of the more active carries that we have. TPs to mid, gets kills, rotates to bottom, gets kills, and yeah, 4,000 gold lead now they're doing. And can't really fault Flipster Talon's early game at the moment. But they need to make sure this discipline holds true, right? At any minute, you feed away an Ursa kill to a Morphling, now it's the Morphling's game. You feed away, a couple more tiny kills, and Gyrocopter's going to have Ag's BKB, and he doesn't care about the initiation, right? Like, you're on this fine line of your aggression also being your downfall.
That is true, yeah. That is always the scary part, but you can't let yourself be affected by that fear. You have to play on the front foot. That's how the draft works. It'll be easier once you have like these BKBs and whatnot, and as you see, 23 just going Battle Fury, Blink Dagger, BKB. Not hiding anything, because you know exactly what he's going to be getting. Makoto very close to his own Blink Dagger, which again makes these initiations much smoother. Blink Dagger is the best defensive item because it allows you to make plays quicker, which means that the enemy take longer to respond to it, which means you're less likely to die doing it. Ever thought about that?
Yeah, also just blink away from your problems. That's an easy way of wording it.
No. I'm talking. I'm going deeper than that. I'm not. Like blinking away is something which like rarely happens. You know, it's like, well, yeah, sometimes, but.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to continue that point, it's just like everything in Dota is about, you know, reaction time, right? So a blink does technically enable you to do things quicker. Therefore, the time to react is less. But Ollie reacts.
Smoke. I mean, he did react, but he couldn't really do anything about it.
Unacceptable. He has to react more, please.
On the train tracks with concrete boots, unfortunately. Rune dug up from Cuckoo. It's so nice when you're playing mid and you carry
double Vlads,
where
by
your
the way,
supports have shovels and they're just digging up runes for you.
Sorry, can we get one more just passionate cursor usage, please? Thank you very much. Counterpoint to our dear Patrick, who is passionately identifying the double Vlads. Have we really seen Emo be in the same location as Beyond yet in the game? I don't think so.
Yeah,
they have been very distant. So unfortunately, even though it is double Vlads, both these heroes are somewhat integrally required to buy said item to actually farm into the game. That was terrible English, but moving on.
That's alright. It's not your first language.
No, it's not. Thank God. I do speak English as well as my other language.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Very quick Tormentor taken from Flipster Talon as well. Something which the other Ursa teams haven't really utilized quite as well, but just, you know, literally camping the spawn camping the Tormentor is pretty sick. Now there's another ulti coming out from the Mirana. Moonlight Shadow might just allow them to get the jump onto Fly here. They already have the vision down. This ward has been down a very, very long time. Fly suddenly realizing something is wrong. A little toss back from Makoto. Arrow gonna connect as well. Beautifully positioned there from Cuckoo. And they will kill off the gyrocopter. Wonderful, wonderful kill there from Flipster Talon. I'm loving this game from them so far. They had a sleepy laning phase and then just went, boom, we're online. It's time to go.
Just kind of like gliding through every choice they make, right? And like I think you see that from the way that Makoto and Yokam are playing. Because like if Shaman gets near a tower, he drops the wards and like pivots to the fight. And then you have like Makoto, he's hitting like a toss onto a gyrocopter, but killing off the creep to enable the arrow. Like just the speed in which they're playing, jumping onto the tusk. They need to be careful. They do have global and ravage. A ravage to get off the tiny.
Die for this one.
Yeah, that's the point where. Again, like I said, the aggression can also be their downfall. Like they're getting perfect pickoffs and beautiful sweeping map play, but we're yet to see them take the full fight into a ravage protected by a global with the gyro morphing right clicking, and we kind of saw elements of it there. And when you die in that position right next to Roshan with the gush, with the tag team, you are going to be able to threaten the Roshan.
Christmas Courier is dead. I repeat, the Christmas Courier is dead. And Roshan looking like he might be dead as well unless I can do anything about it. Cuckoo looking at the side. Showcam jumping into the middle of everybody, trying to make the steal happen. Doesn't work out though. He's going to go down. Emo grabs the Aegis. Black Hole coming out onto the gyrocopter. Where is your global silence? He's already used it. Beyond and Fly both dropping for this Aegis attempt. Sure, Emo has himself an Aegis, but getting some good kills in response for Flipster Talon. Nothing is free in this game. You must pay the Talon tax.
That could have been such a disaster for Yakult. I honestly thought Cuckoo was going to double leap into the pit and just starstorm everyone.
He was going to get it, yeah.
Yeah, he opted not to, and instead the Shaman blinks in. We're going to see the replay here. Like, right now, I was like, this is a moment, but imagine if both supports go in. You're going to kill Baboka. AB kill the Tide, yeah. Yeah, the global was, you know, a clutch one to stop that aggression. That's why Cuckoo maybe was a little bit, you know, slower on that entry, respecting the global, but, you know. He puts down the ward, he sees the Tide, he gets a solo kill on the Tide anyways, and yeah. Of course, for Yakult, that Roshan was not a Roshan for we're now strong. It was, guys, we have to take this. We got a free kill on the Tiny. Let's stop the resource being available on the side of Flipster Talon. Imagine if they had an Aegis on the Ursa right now. The Battle Fury, the Blink, the 11,000 gold he has, the net worth. He would just be jumping on top of them non-stop. God, they got to wait for their cooldowns. They have to shove waves as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Whilst also respecting the fact that at any minute they are just going to get jumped by 5 very hungry heroes.
Radiant's middle tower is
I respect Emo just being pretty deep down in this bottom lane, which is actually the scariest place to play at the moment. They're trying to make a catch up in the top side. It's not really going to happen. I mean, they may just decide to try to kill Emo twice. I wouldn't really be surprised. Baboka does get seen. Blink away from Makoto. Very interesting sentry there. I don't know when that was from, but...
We're going to get our third Vlad in the game, by the way. We have a 3 Vlad's game. But not on the same team, luckily. No.
Disappointing.
Disappointing.
Trying to get the free kill on Emo. Global Silence coming out. Okay. Well, it's not up yet, but when the Black Hole is available for WS, then he will get a chance to use it without that Global Silence's response. But right now, this fight, it's a bit of a nothing burger. A couple of shots being fired across. Emo trying to find a toss back there, won't be able to do so. Just a little bit of kissing. But that is it for now. It's funny, isn't it? Even with the Aegis, you know, I mean, they're still 7k down, so there's no way they can really just fight head on. So still the Global Silence has to come down as like the disengage spell.
Very much, like I said, not an Aegis to do anything. At most, maybe Emo can soak a Black Hole or soak something and you don't have to waste Global because the Aegis is kind of that soak for you, but the way that Yakult playing, they are not utilizing this Aegis to open up the fight. Instead, they are still playing very, very defensively. And Flyfly, he did pivot his build. He was thinking of Aghanims, but how aggressive this game has been, he has gone just Crystallis into straight BKB. Of course, the Falcon Blade from the laning phase. He will be somewhat ready to fight. But will the Morphling only
have a toss back out onto Beyond. Beyond, though, he's got the Yules, which buys him a little bit of time and dodges quite a lot of the Starstorm damage. Arrow comes through, 23 though, still looking, just keep on chasing, keep on swiping, and does get the kill in the end. Beyond will die in the middle lane. Jorkam trying to tank for the catapult as well, just letting it get one more hit off as over on the top side. Some things are coming out. They want to try and find Emo. Oh, they accidentally get Baboka from around the trees. That's so unlucky for Baboka. Poor Tusk. And Makoto, he's not done. He wants to keep chasing, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Justice for Baboka, man. That's on. They're
static
still
by
going.
killing
Whoa,
him.
Jokam, where did he come from? It's just a random Shadow Shaman here. He is going to get eaten up by Flyfly, so we'll definitely be falling here inside that Hexes. In they go with the Black Hole just coming down straight onto Emo's head the moment he comes back into the game. Flipster Talon, they are not messing around. And Makoto again finding another hero. How is he doing it? He's the juggler.
Four staff. Yeah, mate, he's got all the mobility items. He's just looking at them, he's finding them, he's identifying the weakness, and he's going. Yeah, the Shaman and Tiny,
Is under attack.
they don't care. They just keep finding the backlines with ease.
Radiant's middle
And then on top of that, when they do find them, Cuckoo's in the right position to
tower is under
get out his sniper, hit the arrow from a million miles away.
This is seriously good stuff from Flipster Talon.
Dire's top
I mean, it helps that they're playing into a Morphling Gyro draft. You know, you're always going to look kind of better when you got two heroes which can't really make plays. But still, I won't take much away from them. This is really good stuff so far.
And it's all down to the confidence of the Enigma player, right? Like, some players, once you pick Enigma, it's like, guys, we have to ban Gyrocopter, we have to protect him. But instead, you bait the pick out, but Flyfly, half HP, 23 Savage, jumping on top of him.
Yeah, 23 Savage is now popping the BKB to keep the fight going. Baboka has been taken down. Flyfly as well, also going to fall. It's not a fight, it's a slaughter. Beyond trying to stand his ground here. There comes the Ravage. The moment the BKB ends, and they should have enough damage to bring down 23. Emo gets the big kill, and Cuckoo's not exactly healthy either. Just about survives that last hit. Makoto's nearby. He's got a shield room, but Emo's pretty much untouched here. Lovely arrow out from Cuckoo again, catching out as Emo's on the run. Can they finish the job though? Showcam, he's taking a lot of damage from this tower here. Has to back himself away. That's really hitting hard. Gets himself back, and they might just have to let Emo live. I don't think they can finish the job here. With the heroes respawning, it's getting scarier and scarier as they see Jokam on the side. The snowball connects, and Jokam will fall.
Emo will be pretty happy he eventually gets a kill there, especially when, you know, his life wasn't on the line.
Yeah, you got the Ursa kill. That is 1,000 golds plus a little bit extra directly into his pocket. Really going to help out with their timings in this game and make sure they have at least one threat in their lineup. A little bit of breathing room for Gyro to start trying to get some items on board. Maybe from that he can pivot from this 4-staff he's looking for, but also, I don't know if he can. This Ursa's so scary.
I respect the fact that Fly did identify that positioning is critical, right? If you can combo break the Avatos, or if you can, you know, disengage from an Ursa, kite his BKB, it's going to help a lot. You know, most gyrocopter players will think, oh, I want the Dragon Lance for more right-click range, but he goes, you know what, I just want the 4-staff. I think that is, you know, testament to him reading the game and not just following some item build. But still, the question is, can they survive across an entire fight to then actually look to kill off heroes? As soon as they show, it feels like one Hex, one anything, Ursa's on top of you, you are going to instantly be bleeding and dying.
But onto Beyond. He's going to be able to walk out of this one with phase boots, but might actually not kill him here. A very nice shard's just going to close the door. Tree to follow. Won't be enough. Glimmer Cape down. Avalanche there as well. Makoto, he's not wanting to let this guy go. He wants to finish this kill. Cuckoo looking, is going to find him. Arrow wanted, but there's the heals from Makoto just to make sure that he's absolutely dead. And finally, Beyond will die as a BKB has to come out in the bottom lane as 23 Savage just bullying the Gyrocopter, chasing him all the way back into his base. Oh man, he does complete the 4-staff just as Ursa reveals his own Sacred Relic as well. So now you know, you've got the 4-staff, but there's about to be a nullifier on the Ursa, so unlucky.
It's everything that I was hyping the Fly for. Rough.
Yeah,
the good thing is
very wrong.
If you buy Hurricane Pike and you're nullified, you can still pike the enemy and move back that way. So that's one thing to consider. That doesn't stop your movement that way.
Oh, it doesn't.
Jumping onto the Enigma.
Yeah, it's a really good fight here for them if they can just blow up WS to start this off, and it looks like he is going to fall. Who's going to get jumped by the Ursa in the meantime? Nobody really. 23 Savage not wanting to jump in the middle of the global silence. Sees the Arcane Rune, saves it for Makoto. Baboka with the dust on the high ground. Blink on top of each other. That's a really brave jump from Baboka, and yeah, will be appropriately punished for it as Emo now trying to jump in, throws a toss back onto the Tiny, but a nice shackle out and an arrow onto the Morphling. Morphling very stunned. He'll need the Ravage to help him out here, and when the Ravage comes down, he'll come out the other side, but 23 Savage has so many stacks, 12 stacks of Fury Swipes. Ezra is doing a bonus 500 damage to Emo right now. If he can get on top of him, he will finish him off, but he can't. Fly gets a kill onto Makoto, who got tossed back in the middle of that, and does get balled down eventually. Beyond, gotta be careful. 23 Savage turns around, looks towards Emo once again. He's still got so many stacks upon him, and 23 will take him down, baiting the Morphling out and getting the kill. Jokam so quick on the Shadow Shaman as well, playing brilliantly. Around the sides, Ollie just dusting and dusting, trying to hold them back, trying to buy themselves some space. They're actually going to try and turn this around onto Jokam instead. Jokam, well, under the cover of that passive, he actually gets himself out, and Fly is dead. Baboka on the run, 23 looking for another one. The bear is hungry.
Blink.
He's hungry for some walrus, and he is going to get it. Blink up, but Jokam is here. Once again, give him in the tongue. And 23 Savage takes him down. A ridiculous game at the moment for 23. 14-1-5 on the Ursa, immediately running to that Roshan pit.
It's just the way that they're fighting. It's exceptional, right? You got Cuckoo, 4-staff Greaves, Tiny, Blink, 4-staff Fuels, Shaman, Blink, 4-staff, Enigma, 4-staff Drum, you know, Crimson, Vlads. Like, every single hero has a way that in a clutch moment, hey, you know what? They're on top of you. Let's just get you out of harm's way. Let's change it up. Like, they have fully itemized to play in the mid game, play for that fight, and yes, working out immensely. Sure, this could be a point of topic if the game goes 45 minutes and all this utility has come crumbling down. But at the moment, it is enabling Flipster Talon to thrive in the fight, and they find another kill potentially on the Tidehunter. Ah, they missed that arrow by just a slither. But when was the last time you saw this much utility built across, every hero bar the carry?
Yeah, it's pretty insane. There's 4 staff on Enigma, 4 staff on Makoto.
Exactly. Everyone.
This is
Yep.
full trust in 23 Savage, isn't it? And he is delivering. Absolutely proven
14,
right.
1 and 5, yeah.
Beast.
No, he's playing us, mate.
Aegis up. Aegis up. Snakes in the trees. Give him a little bit of vision on the sidelines, which I quite like as well. Makoto, jump in, toss back onto that Tidehunter, of course. It's set up for a decently good Ravage here if he really wants to throw it down, but he doesn't. He just wants to die. I'm not sure if he wanted to, but that's the fate he was dealt. And top lane of Barracks is going to go to Flipster Talon.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
TP's away. 23 Savage is alone now, and they're going to know this. Kuku's the only one helping him out. So we have a play down on the bottom side, try to find Emo, but they're not going to do so, which means, WS actually never left either. He's still in the neighborhood. Hanging out, of course, looking for Ollie. Always looking for Ollie.
Oh, Baboka blinked in.
I love Baboka, man. He's such a lunatic. It's nice, getting the BKB out, punching him up, making this awkward here. Like, they can actually keep on chasing. Emo's back. The rest of the team from Flipster Talon trying to come over, but they should get the first life off of the Earth. Smoke up to keep him alive. Ulti comes out from 23 as well. He'll just TP to the bottom side. Just kidding. No, he won't.
He's hugging the Greaves at the moment. Just chilling, getting a bit more regen, but yeah, it's the force from the Shaman, the smoke from the Shaman as well, actually. Double saves getting thrown in just to keep the Aegis. You got 3 minutes left on the Aegis. Sure, you might argue, but you're wasting a smoke. Keep that Aegis alive. You know how critical it is to combo break the Tidehunter. Now you're caught, they're smoked up. They thought the Ursa was quite low on resources, but he's full HP. They're ready to fight.
This could be a very great bait as Ziap they'll find on the backlines going on to Fly, but they don't have the damage on the lockdown to take him out. He gets off the BKB and keeps on fighting. 23 Savage is going to straight up pop the Enrage into Emo because he knows that if a Ravage follows up on him now, he could be in some trouble. Of course, still has that Aegis to go as well. Not really the hero you want to bring down as Beyond, forced to use that Ravage. And not in the best moment, but, well, it is going to get them the first life. Emo completely untouched right now and able to finish off Showcam. Makoto toss back onto Baboka, but Ursa's looking for other targets. He's looking for Fly, but Fly gets down to the low ground. Moving across to Baboka. Baboka punch up to run himself away. Blink dagger available. TP out in the trees. He could well survive this, but Ollie will not. Ollie is seen and dagger out onto him as well, and that is going to be a dead silencer. Big kill, because don't forget, a dead silencer also means you have unlocked the black hole ability.
Unlocking an ability that he doesn't have perfect initiation with, but still, just keep applying that pressure. The Ravage is on cooldown. Silence is dead for 30. Maybe they look to just find another kill. Going high ground is relatively optimistic into a tied gyrocopter. Even when their spells are down, just the flak and just the tankiness is so hard to overcome.
Yeah.
So they
There's
don't
some
get
good
too
fighting from
carried away.
Yakult brothers, honestly. Like,
No. I mean, Baboka is doing so much work, right? He's blinking in, he's finding the backlines, he's forcing the Shaman to disengage, whilst the Shaman's disengaged, and then Yakult's taking the fight around the tide. Yeah, it really feels like Baboka is pulling a shift right now to keep Yakult in this game. And soon the cores in Yakult might be able to step up, right? We are looking at a butterfly on the Morphling. Gyrocopter optimistically also wants a butterfly. When you look at the itemization, we are seeing kind of identical concepts being built by a Gyro and a Morphling, right? The issue is they are kind of the same hero. You know, big right-click damage dealing agi heroes.
yeah. But the Ursa can only stay on one of them, you know. He's only getting to blow up one of them in these fights, so...
The thing is, will he opt to go for the 4 Abyssal Blade first on the Ursa? Or will he see the butterfly components and go, you know what, I need that MKB? He's currently looking at both in his quick buy. The issue is, like, to buy an MKB, he has to probably get rid of his phase boots. Then he needs a swift blink to fix that. And things get a little bit funky with the itemization as you get to the late game for Ursa. But the fact that both cores I was thinking about it. Okay, Gyrocopter, he changed his mind. He's now thinking of Nullifier. He's allowing Emo to be the true carry of the game.
Finally stepping down and saying, hey, you know what, buddy, you got this.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'll be your
me.
Makoto.
Yeah, because I was thinking, like, if you really go double Butterfly and Ursa just doesn't complete Abyssal and goes MKB, then you've just invested like 10,000 gold. Yeah, all of your cult have invested just for nothing.
Fly, is he going to sniff this one out? He's coming down the water slide, so he's pretty damn quick. But the people giving chase, of course, have that speed bonus as well, but they won't chase down that deep.
Do you think when we get a new patch, they're going to change the visual for the Wandering Whirl when people run down the river? They have just copy-pasted a Morphling spell for the actual movement.
Yeah, I'd like to see one more river added, which is really, really fast, which is like uncontrollable. So when you go on it, you go really, really fast, but you have no control. You just fly down the river.
You're a tiny
you could,
player,
like,
you just... Okay.
Maybe it could like unlock after maybe like a certain amount of time. Or we have tides coming in and out over time.
Right.
Something like that. We're cooking, we'll get there. Hit me up, Valve. Give me a call.
Just when we say we, can we just for legal reasons say that you, as in Nomad...
You don't want any of the credit? Alright, fair enough.
No, it's okay. When you get royalties and you're like a billionaire, then sure, I'm so sorry. Then
how would you monetize that? Do I just get a fraction of what Dota earns because I gave them all?
Yeah, a fraction of all gold obtained whilst on the super fast river inside the game.
See.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be down. Fictional money, very useful. Resisting to urge to go for a very low joke there, but I will not. A full platform full of lotuses. Cuckoo's very happy about that. Gets himself the greater healing lotus. The greatest healing lotus.
Also a massive burst to heal with Morana and her innate. Very, very cool. And 23 Savage did go for the MKB. So he didn't go for the Abyssal. He saw the Butterfly and Morphling, was like, thank you very much. I have enough gold. Let me just quickly counter you. Often the Morphling Ursa matchups are built around Morphling having the early lead, taking early objectives, getting to Butterfly so quickly that the Ursa is unable to truly get to the MKB in a comfortable time. But yeah, this game is so different. When you're 15-1 on the Ursa, it's any item you want really just kind of spawns into your inventory.
That sounds very nice.
I'm sure that'll be a future hero. Yeah. Technically that is Ringmaster, right? Oh no, I need a tonic.
Yeah, in a way. Roshan, very long respawn again. I feel like every Roshan respawn we've had today has been exactly 3 minutes. Pretty weird. At least the ones which have mattered. So, it's going to be a bit more farming, a little bit more time wasting, which honestly you're going to feel pretty decent about in Yakult. I mean, we're getting to the point where this Gyrocopter won't be able to be ignored for too much longer. And here we go, Makoto immediately jumping to start the fight onto Baboka, but they're not too sure about this one. Steep hesitation. Is Global Silence still available? Moonlight Shadow uses Baboka once again, jumping up that high ground, looking at Makoto, setting up for the Ravage, but 23 Savage very quick with the Enrage, which means that the Ravage won't do a whole lot. Dump out Baboka, still alive, will finally get taken down, but Fly is getting off some good damage on the high ground here. He's got the split, he's coming on through big, as Emo at 23 fighting up, and 23 will fall, he's dead. The Ursa having to enrage way too early in that fight, cannot stand in the 2v1 versus the two big cores on the side of Yakult Brothers. Without your Ursa, this team, they have nothing. WS trying to back himself away. Well, they will still be able to take out Beyond. I mean, these snakes are actually doing a fair amount of work at the moment. They'll stay around and try and take them all out. Makoto trying to be a bit of a hero here as Cuckoo gives him that greater healing Lotus to keep him fighting fresh and fit. Emo, though, doesn't fear him, really.
23 Savage, he has to respect the fact that his team has itemized and propped him up to be kind of the carry of the game. And when you have a Gyrocopter and Morphling both doing immense amount of damage, he cannot go into a 1v2 situation. You know, he's locking into the Morphling, enabling both Morph and Gyro just to right-click him down. His team positioning very defensively. The global was not used the entire fight, so the Enigma could never truly join the engagement. He was waiting, biding his time, and maybe 23 Savage, if he was a little bit tankier, could force out a global, then bring in the Enigma. But I think 23 Savage has to calm down just a little bit and allow his Tide to be the the sacrificial lamb. He has to soak up the fight. He has to soak up the time to ensure that the Ursa enters the fight correctly. Because like you said, using Enrage very early on, using the BKB very early on, even when you use BKB, it doesn't matter when you're getting right-click down. He's only had 2 deaths, but every death now on the Ursa will be just so critical. He cannot die again like this.
It could all
Satanic
move
is
very
now,
quickly if they're able to keep controlling up Ursa like this. And again, it's always Baboka. This is what I love about Baboka, is that he loves playing these clockworks, these tusks, and just getting into people's spaces, starting the fights. He's like, if I give you the vision, the information, and you don't like what you see, and you let me die, that's fine. Baboka, I've done my job.
He is going crazy. All in the good ways there.
You know what you're getting when you've got Baboka. Toss back onto Emo here. Just onto the Eidolon, putting him into an awkward position. It's going to force out a couple of spells. In comes the cooldown, which actually ends up landing onto a couple of targets. This Roshan standoff in about 20 seconds is going to get broken, because Roshan's going to start to go on the move. They want to break this. Smoke up. Flipster Talon. Looking to fight. And they will break. There's Baboka, immediate blink away, so quick on that Tiny. They can't quite figure it out, and now the Ravage coming through. They've locked down Makoto. Makoto is just dead. Emo takes him out. Another smoke along with the Moonlight Shadow. Gotta be so careful here. The only way you find this fight is if you get a really good black hole. You can somehow find the silencer, but they just cannot. But Beyond is dead in the blink of an eye. Now the Ursa looking in for more, but getting punched up by Emo. But Jokam there once again with the shackles, holding back Emo, but Emo gets out the other side. He's gonna survive, and now 23 Savage, awkwardly placed. Forced up, so up to the high ground. He's got those supports on him. Snake's being used to block off the passes. He jumps in and finds Baboka. Great catch there from 23. Now he's looking for more. They've got the numbers advantage, and they are feeling it. They still have to be a little bit careful. If Emo finds the entry to this fight, it could be huge. And there's a global size. There's a BKB coming out from Fly as well, letting rip with that flat cannon, but it's not going to be enough. That's going to take him down. Black hole onto Ollie, because why the hell not? Take him out, and now the Hex is out onto the Morphling as well. Emo will not be making it out of this one. 23 Savage upon him. The damage coming in. Nullifier is there to counter out the 4-star. 23 trying to get the kill, but Emo getting himself waveformed away, but now Fly's on the front lines. He's in trouble. The shackle's out onto him, but there is no help coming his way. Fly giving everything to give Morphling a game, including his life 2 times over. And Emo stunned up, 4-staffed in. Beautifully done there from Cuckoo, just catching out Emo brilliantly. And that is going to be game. What a stylish way to end a very stylish game here from Flipster Talon. All right, I'll lean on the other side just because this seems like a very vibey draft from Flipster Talon. You know, like the Slark can kind of style, the Magnus can definitely style, Makoto can definitely style. So I think judging by last game, the vibes are good. They're feeling hot. They were laughing and smiling after their last game. So I think this is definitely the kind of win which they can fight back. Yeah, I'll go Flipster Talon game 2.
I did not realize I could do that.
What is that? Making stats now?
Yeah, I'm a stats guy.
Oh, cool.
Oh my god, wow. This is amazing. I'm taking Noxel's job.
There's some words being said, not particularly making too much sense from 23 Savage, but he's not happy with Ollie. He's not happy. You left him. Wow, you can even put their faces in there. That's crazy.
Oh god, so much power.
Why have you done this?
Don't know anymore.
Runes coming up. Bounties will go 2 for 2. All is well in the world. And of course, Classic Jokam Slark behavior. Just goes in and immediately gets the D ward in the middle lane because he knows exactly where it is, but Puck did get the deny on it, so we'll be pretty happy about that. Now Puck has to play mid without a ward. Always feels bad. Let's see what... how do we think these side lanes are going to go, T?
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of more graphics to make. Yeah. Side lanes, Yakult brothers probably just have the edge, I think, in both lanes, right? You've got the sustainability and control from like Shaman and Ursa, where you keep poking your enemies so you never really feel like you're losing resources. And then you have like Medusa and Clock, who also shouldn't really die. So I'm expecting the lanes to be slightly Yakult favored.
Alright, we'll see if that comes to fruition or not. I can see it going that way, to be honest. Like Magnus, I don't think I've ever seen him win a lane recently.
Yeah. He's just very happy when he gets XP. The entire early game for me really boils down to like the mid matchup, right? The Ember versus the Puck. It's, you know, the classic active playmakers. Who gets the level 6 first? Does Puck get a coil on the Ember and get a kill, then get the 6-minute rune? You know, all these small little things that they can truly break open a game. Especially when you look towards the side of Flipster Talon, it really feels like the lanes going well is the easiest way for this draft to feel good, right? It's play on Ember, constantly getting new items, you know, Maid Slayer, SMY, Magnus empowering it. Like, it could just be Makoto MVP type of performance. And so far, 11 for 4 on CS to the 6 and 2 on Puck. He is, you know, slowly moving towards, you know, a dominant laning phase so far.
Makoto doing great. Very good indeed. Putting the pressure on to Emo. It's a very, very talented mid laner, Makoto. Very fun to watch. Meanwhile, on the top lane, with 23 Savage and Cuckoo, the Morphling AA lane. Not exactly thrilling, I will say, versus the Medusa Clockwork lane. So there's one guy here that wants to play the game, and that's Baboka, and everyone else is just chilling out. All right, where do you think our first blood's going to come from?
I would like our observer to make the prediction.
All right, observer, go to the lane where you think the first blood's going to happen, as Jokam getting jumped down on the bottom side. This doesn't count, by the way, as the Slark moving to the sidelines. WS, though, skewers back, trying to get Jokam out of there. And we'll be able to do so successfully. Jokam lives. No first blood as of yet. All right, quickly, Patrick. Move to the lane you think first blood's going to happen in. Mid, okay.
Yeah, he thinks the coil, the level 6 on the Puck. No, you know, I rate that.
Support's coming in. It could be right.
It would be a little bit of a, you know, the comeback that Emo requires, right? He's down, to be fair, only 3 to 4 CS, but that slight level advantage to Makoto, we already mentioned how important it is between this matchup, the race to level 6. Every time I look top, I'll be honest, mate, I just get really bored. Like, yeah, I'm watching Morphling and Medusa hit creeps. Like, my enjoyment of the game fades when I look at the northern side. I have to dip out back to middle bottom to regain my excitement. Don't look at it. Don't torture me, please. They're just trading CS.
Oh, to be fair though, Snake comes out, it's like, wow, it's very exciting.
All right, fine. All right, Patrick, I'm sorry that I memed your Tormentor in game 1. Okay, is this what are you punishing me?
Oh, aggressive move. Very aggressive move from 23 Savage. Maybe too aggressive. He's getting caught out. Lotus is available along with a stick, so it's going to take a little bit more than this to bring him down. There's a stick. Lotus still available. Going to be used now as well, but he is out of health. He's out of regen. He's out of life.
Oh, there it is.
He's going to die. The lane which nobody expected this to happen in. Top lane is your first blood from a crazy dive in from 23 Savages. Looking like Cuckoo might be suffering here as well. Beautiful cog usages from Baboka. A couple more clicks or a snake will be required, and that's what they'll get. Beyond gets the double kill as Baboka getting chased down by Jokam. He could TP out here if he wanted to because the pounce has been used. He's feeling pretty chill. Just walk back, save the TP.
So I with confidence will say that this lane was meant to be boring, but 23 Savage waveformed it into entertainment. That's for sure. That was
he was too bored. He was just too bored in that lane. That's.
Oh. I'm always so scared when I see my carry waveform in for like CS and stuff. It's like, you could die, and it took so long to kill him. Like, it was like an entire battery assault, the entire cogs, multiple right clicks, and now Cuckoo gets back into the lane
he's
and
in trouble now, just immediately dead. That is wild. Oka finishes him off, but Beyond doesn't get frozen, so he gets away. 23 won't be grabbing that kill. And now, got to play dodge the cogs, but unfortunately trying to dodge the cog which is being thrown at him, he walks into a static one.
Yeah. And it was already optimistic, right? Trying to go into the Medusa, she has, mangoes shipping out more clarities. You're not really going to get the kill, so top lane went from being perfectly fine into self-inflicted pain and suffering. Now 3 kills going the way of Yakult, all from this top lane.
Oh, good coil, gets a kill, but it also opens up Makoto to come in and finish off Ollie here. No coil threat means no protection for Ollie. He will be dying. Although, Makoto needs to finish him off here. Sleight of Fist, not available. Doesn't have the mana. No way. Ollie just walks out. This innate, man, is absolutely crazy. Foul play gets him out of there. Showcam coming in. He's got a pounce. Doesn't want to use it onto Maboka though. Wants to use it for the puck and under tower. That's some heavy damage out onto Emo. Good play from Showcam. Doesn't quite get the puck kill, but getting the kill onto Maboka is pretty nice.
All this aggression is going to be pretty nice, right? You're drawing the supports to mid, enables Fly to kind of just run around, chase down WS, and even getting the kill on Ember after all that time. They go back again.
Oh, the freeze comes off every time. Emo dies. Aerial's just dying in the middle lane, and down on the bottom side as well. WS was trying to cut the wave, but Fly said absolutely not. Came down and chopped him up, so another big kill coming in for the Yakult brothers. Yeah, they lose their puck, but pretty big wins across the board, really.
The fact that Magnus dies, it's like, I'm saying, oh look, Ember's getting pressured mid. They're also killing the Ember and the Ursa just with the phase boot, solo chasing down the Magnus to get a kill there. The lanes are just a disaster for Flipster Talon. Ember getting killed, Morphling waveforming into his own death, Magnus dying bottom lane. Yeah. Everyone's been sent back to base at least once in the game already at the 7-minute mark. And now Maboka and Emo playing behind the tower, trying to go for 23 Savage. But he is away, he's already waveforming deeper into the jungle.
Yeah, he's very far out.
Yeah.
Puck won't go that deep for it. Yeah, there is a very scary Ursa just kind of farming up through this game. Fly is gonna be an issue. And once again, you don't have Pike builders, you don't really have 4-stuff builders either, so could get a little awkward. At the very least, you have a Slark who has some sort of save when he hits the when he gets the shard. Sees Emo. Yeah. Don't think either of those two were expecting to come across each other.
Just the XP starve on Talon, which is the problem, right? If Cuckoo maybe was entertaining at level 5, level 6 at this point, maybe like, level 5.5, right? Then we can say, okay, just get your level 6, go play with the Ember, get a pick off, but he needs to find somewhere on the map that he can get the XP in. Ollie just continue to sit mid. Anytime Makoto steps up, he will just instantly be coiled and potentially comboed down.
Yeah, coil into shackles ain't something he can deal with too easily. Flame Guard, he might survive, but it's not going to be close. It's not going to be that comfortable for him.
I guess the saving grace to all of this is Emo, because he's so active on the map, he is trading his farm from, what a puck can do. Orb mid lane, go jungle, orb the 2 camps, return back to mid lane. Like, he is bottom net worth on the cause when he has 1 kill, 2 assists, right? It's something to keep note of. As Ollie looks to try and find the Magnus, but the team are already here. They're ready.
This is scary. It's a double damage Makoto Ember Spirit coming for you right now. I don't think you're going to get out of this one. Ollie, he will get cut down. Fly definitely made the right decision to run away there. Immediately cutting ties and getting himself to safety. can buy the first of his broadsword if he wants. As over in the Ribble, we're having a bit of a fight as Jokam's getting dropped. Although I say that, he's actually backed away on the puck as Jokam comes up to the high ground with the Boka with that leap. Very entertaining is, coil out onto Makoto. Fly, getting him down. The damage is there, and he'll get Cuckoo as well by the looks of it. The right click's just continuous. There's nothing WS can do. He's just going to die. RP was available with the ult used from the from Fly at the end there. WS just couldn't find the angle to get that RP off. Didn't want to RP just to save the Ancient Apparition either.
Nice rotation again from the Ursa. We're seeing it. The Ursa players, they love to move around the map, and it's working out immensely. When none serpent walls are mid, they have the catapult. The real question is, will Baboka commit to going for the Vanguard? Is it a Halberd? Is it a Crimson? Is it just a accidental quick buy?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Crimson
I kind of like the idea of
okay.
I don't mind the Crimson. Yeah, I'm not like hyped about it, but I think the Halberd feels better, especially into a Morphling. Like 23 Savage runs in, you put it on him. Sure, it has reduced duration against melee heroes, but every little bit of disarm against a Slark is quite nice. Even from support, just kind of forces him to disengage. So I think I'm leaning more Halberd.
Yeah.
But I guess if the game, if the game is like in their favor, Halberd is good. If the game slows down, I could see him just go for Crimson. But yeah, either way, we'll see where Baboka goes with this. Couple cool options for sure. Smoked up, Magnus and AA. Magnus does have the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, this could be big. This is a combo you want.
Ooh,
RP
kind
into
of
Ice
clumping.
Blast, WS coming in from the side. They're not ready for this. They'll be happy just catching out Emo here, and they will get him down. Like, there's no surviving this one. A TP in from Fly as Cuckoo just runs into his face. What was that, Cuckoo? He dies. Makoto gonna have to jump up to the high ground. Does get himself away, though he's still chasing on Fly. Fly very, very aggressive. Loves playing.
He already has that. Yeah, he already has the Battle Fury. He's TP's in, collects another quick kill on Cuckoo, and he's like, "Thank you very much. I'm 4-0, 89 CS, back to the jungle."
4-0-0. Dream carry.
We haven't really spoke about the Medusa too much, but in the off lane, especially when there's no kill threat on her, you do inevitably take the tower with the Meteor Hammer. Yurkam
has the ulti. And that's a Meteor Hammer, he's just kind of standing in it, so that's kind of going to hurt as well. As now they'll go onto the Medusa. Stone Gaze gets used, but along with the Cold Feet, is that going to be enough to lock down Beyond? No, it is not, especially because she has that undulation facet. Therefore, she will not be slowed, and she can run a bonus movement speed during the Stone Gaze. But it's not over yet. They're still going to chase. There's the A Blast coming out. Of course, doesn't do much to Medusa, but it does do a lot to Ollie, who is just going to get cut down here. Beyond still running, and Talon still chasing. They want to get this Medusa, and they want to get her now, but look at the amount of damage they're taking in response for this. They need to finish the job, but they just can't do it. Beyond still alive, turning around, doesn't want to use the hammer just yet, apparently, as WS caught inside the cogs. He's going to be the first one to fall here, as Talon try to retreat. Will they make it out? They have
Cuckoo's dead again.
All of the cores, and Cuckoo, well, yeah, this is becoming a little rough for him. I can't
really
believe that Medusa lives there. Undulation, what a facet.
Yeah, what a great concept. Just 0 slows, thank you very much. Walks away the entire time, and also like the Ice Blast, right? Like, do you really think it doesn't do anything, of course, to the Medusa, but it did kind of bait Flipster Talon into thinking, you know what? A drop more damage is all we need. You know, the mana disappeared. It was only 400 HP, and an Ice Blast on top, but they just couldn't do the required damage at all, and yeah. The only thing that upsets me in that fight was when you hit like the 3-4 man coil. I was expecting the Medusa to instantly turn around and be like, "This is my hammer, this is my moment," but
5-man hammer, let's go.
Yeah, opted not to. Yeah. Oh, Ollie.
Yeah, he's not gonna be saved by the foul play this time around. 12-8 is the scoreline. Yakult brothers off to a good start in this game, but still a pretty close one. as time
Of
goes
course,
on.
the counterplay potential is beautiful from both sides, right? On with the Yakult brothers, it's going to be the counterplay of the hook shot from the clock or the shaman with the hex, the coil from the puck, and then on Dire, for Talon, it's the Slark with the depth shroud save or the Magnus RP, right? It's so many ways for the fights to look like it's going one way, but then to very quickly change up. And Boca, he does die for the Tormentor, which then gives it to Ollie. Do you think it should be programmed where, like, if you die to Tormentor, you're guaranteed it? So then, like, you're running over to it and you're min-maxing, like, guys, don't worry, I'm helping. I'm taking it. Oh, so if you die, you're just not allowed it, I see.
Yeah, 100%. If you die to Tormentor, then you should get a debuff, which stops you getting a shard.
You sound like a core player.
Oh, but then, yeah, I was going to say, the support's going to deliberately die to make sure that the cores get the shard, and that becomes super cringe, so.
I'm just thinking, like, your fair Crystal Maiden walks over to Tormentor, like, I'm helping, guys. Oh, Baboka's dead. He just died to Tormentor, respawned, and died to Talon.
He's doing a bit of dying. The support's dying a lot in this game. It's very difficult to stay alive as a support in this game. Every support has 3 or more deaths. Nope, Shokam dies, which means, yeah. Actually, he had 2 deaths, so shout out Shokam for making sure that my statement was correct. I appreciate that.
Is Ursa very quickly becoming the hero of the series, right? 23 Savage, incredible performance in the previous game. Now Fly already 6-0, trying to one-up 23 Savage's Game 1 performance.
Yeah, it feels that way, doesn't it? It was really, really strong in Game 1. Game number 2 looking to be headed the same direction. He hasn't, like, yeah, there's just 0 pressure on him. They don't really have the heroes, I guess, to do that, but yeah. Also, Ursa is such an annoying hero where if you do try to pressure him in the jungle, half the time he just turns around and kills you back anyway.
Smoked up. They're looking towards Roshan. Cuckoo is in the area. Might put a vortex down. He knows they're there. Very quick blink though from Ollie to get the kill.
Cuckoo to fall. Tried to get a walk down, died for his efforts. Yeah.
He's had 6 deaths, but it does feel like at least 4 to 5 of them have just been Fly.
Yeah, just taking him down. Eating that ice cream cone. Now Shokam straight into the pit. Hey guys, how's it going? What's going on in here? Is that on the bounce side though? He's gonna go for Baboka. Emo chasing back WS, stopping his initiation. There is an opportunity for a blink RP here, but it's looking pretty tricky, especially with Nakodo being dead. WS still waiting though, and look at the respect coming out from the Yakult brothers as well. They know they cannot approach WS with his blink off cooldown. That is why they're not going for more despite getting the kill onto Makoto.
They also just don't need to, overstay their welcome, right? Like, they go for the Roshan, they kill an AA, Flipster Talon reacts like, you know what, thank you for reacting, we'll go back to farming. Once we see you back on the map and you've kind of left the area, we'll then return. Because it's not as if, okay, fair play, Flipster Talon actually, I guess it is low enough, and with the morphing, they're going to try it. I think Yakult expected Flipster Talon just to leave the area, but 23 Savage.
Rocket Flare comes in, Emo on the sidelines, going to get used up, but they're not finishing this off, and now it gets really, really awkward. Just 800 HP left on Roshan. 23 Savage going in again. Emo is here though. There's Atos coming out onto 23. Flyfly jumping in, finishing it off, gets the Aegis. 23 Savage gets a kill, but Flyfly gets the Aegis, and now 23's in a bit of a weird position. He's in deep, and Flyfly is just going to start taking chunks out of him. He can't get off the RP. WS tries to come in and get one off, but he just cannot do it, and now in the coil, it's really difficult. Flyfly, though, is in trouble. Will be losing his first life, and Cogs just chasing WS. He cannot do anything in this damn fight. He's stuck. Yule's out though, gonna help him survive from the snake. And Shokam chasing down onto Baboka. Flyfly finishes off WS. The Magnus is gone. That threat of the RP taken out of the fight just frees up Flyfly to take down Shokam. Now godlike on the Ursa. 9-0-1 now on the Flyfly Ursa.
Such incredible spellcasting though, between the clockwork and the puck, just always stopping the Magnus from ever hitting an RP. It looked at multiple times, there was a 2-man RP, then there was a 3-man RP, and it was the Waning Rift Silence, or it was a clockwork cog, and then also beyond at the tail end of the fight, also hitting the Gorgon's grasp as well, to prevent the Magnus from entering the fight. And it felt like, in regards to positioning, there was some decent moments for Flipster Talon to run through this fight. And yeah, you see here, the Magnus is called into the pit, then he gets cogged, then he goes, you know what, maybe I can look to take a fight post-Aegis, and then now the Medusa's here to stop the Magnus from playing. And yeah, just really good stuff from Yakult brothers to threaten the team fight and to prevent Magnus from being a key factor in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they replicate that though in another fight. That is the question. WS though, after that engagement, probably will change up his positioning just a little bit.
Yeah, he cannot show.
There we go.
Yeah, they'll get the kill onto Ollie. He cannot show, that's the thing. Like, he's the moment they see him, they're just going to keep on doing that. He needs to keep them searching on the sidelines and then try to open up opportunities for the Ember and for Morphling as well.
Dire are scanning. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, I'm trying to go for the still. Having to use up.
This is unfortunate for him. Coil's used though. Depth Shroud out, but running out into Baboka. Too many heroes here for him to escape. Jokan will fall. A little bit brave. Oh, go to WS, and look at the damage out from Flyfly right here. One Hex is all it takes, and Flyfly just gets him 100-0 in that time. Shackle's not even required. Goodness me.
It's a lot of damage.
Yeah, 1,500 in just 2 seconds time. And Beyond's going to be another huge issue in this game. Radiance on the Medusa coming out next. What do you think about that?
It's the somewhat standard offlane Medusa build, right? There was an era where you go for like Gleipnir and Hex and more control, but the Radiance with how tanky you are, it provides you a little bit more of that scaling to enter the late game with not just utility. So I'm not opposed to it. It's perfectly fine. A lot of the damage generated is right-click based, right? Morphling wants to get to right-click. Ember wants to right-click. So if the Medusa can get into the middle of the fight, she will be very disruptive with that mischance. And the BKB was completed on... was it the Ursa? Yeah, the Ursa. They're smoked up. Really wanting to find a big kill. And there just isn't really an item that inspires me for the big fight for Flipster Talon. When you just look across all the items, no one's really got anything to go, hey, don't worry guys, we're gonna fight him here. And Slug getting picked off. Whilst also Cuckoo getting picked off.
Annihilated, and Jokan, he's running down the river pretty damn quick, going for the TP out, but that's not going to happen. Actually able to juke out the puck a little bit, but Ollie's there with the Hex, takes him down. The rest of the team, they're just splitting the map and farming right now. They don't want to be a part of this fight.
It's a lot of damage.
Sure is.
We keep looking, it's like 1,400 damage from Ursa, yep.
Okay.
With
This is. I don't know what point do you do with
he hexed the creep.
Oh, Ollie.
That guy's got chicken fingers. Got him.
Yeah, he does.
Literally, it's his facet, guys.
Yeah. Top tower gonna fall to Beyond. This incredible stats instead of split shot build. You love to see it.
The wave just disappeared with 2 spells anyway, so yeah, it's fine. Every drop of mana helps, and ooh, very quick reaction there from Jokan.
Yeah, should get himself out. I'm just trying to think, like, how many RPs have we even had this game? 1? Onto Puck in the mid lane.
Yeah, I'm thinking
That's
just
all I
Puck,
remember.
Right?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm sure we have some stats on that. Give me a second. I can think about it. Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. Thanks. Very helpful.
1 out of 1. Okay, cool.
Yep,
Well,
yep.
at least he hasn't missed any. That's important. Magnus runs himself back. Again, just has blink, heals. That's it at the moment. Pretty poor on the mag, honestly. He doesn't have a whole lot of money to his name. Hasn't been able to go and hit too many creeps with his Ember and his Morphling looking for this much farm.
I was just looking at top and I was like, Emo, you're orbing into the wave. Do not get greedy here. It was like him versus like 3 to 4 heroes. Like you didn't need to do this.
He might win.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, how the game's going, always a possibility.
Radiant are scanning.
Again, we talked about the comeback possibility, you know, it's just been completely counteracted by the way Yakult brothers are playing. They're never really grouping up too much, they're not forcing objectives super hard. And every time they do, there is eyes on this Magnus, there is pressure on the WS. He cannot seem to get off an RP this game.
Dire's bottom tower is under
They're also
attack.
playing in a way where the Slark is not really breaking open the map, right? Like they see him, it's a Shaman and an Ursa and a Puck all hunting him down, right? Like they're moving as a team to kill the Slark, which then further enables their ability to then pick off the rest of the team. Okay, it's gonna break the smoke, but instantly just deleted.
Yeah, removed from the game. Flipster Talon, they've all been seen here. Hookshot out onto Cuckoo. Cuckoo has got the 4-staff. Maybe he lives this. 4-staff Yule's out, and now actually got the return kill onto Maboka. Ghost Scepter from Cuckoo, but the Atis is there as well. So just turn around, ulti out. The WS goes for the RP, but then actually ends up cancelling it out, which means 23 Savage is a bit of an awkward situation. RP comes out, but Flyboy somehow getting past it. He's got the BKB going, but it doesn't matter. He's dead regardless. 23 Savage doing the damage. Now looking over to Beyond. Beyond is such a... He can't even be bothered to kill Beyond, really. It's just more of a chore than anything. Oh, there's Emo. That's something more exciting. Go kill him instead. Nicely done. 23 Savage with a triple kill. All right, guys. Time to finish the meal. Let's get it. Start your timers, everybody. And there you go. Beyond is dead. Full 5-man team wipe for Flipster Talon. That is the fight they've been waiting for. And yes, it wasn't that big show-stopping RP we were waiting for, but it was enough. And that is a lot of gold for the Morphling as well.
But just look at the minimap in this fight. It doesn't even matter what's happening in the engagement. Maboka by himself starts the fight. Then Fly, he just yeets himself into the middle of the engagement. And like the Puck's not there. Now the Puck with full HP, full mana. Now he joins the fight after the clock's dead, after the Ursa's dead, when Medusa has already used her combo. This was not an engagement for Yakult brothers. This was a 1-by-1 skirmish that Flipster Talon, capitalized on beautifully.
Really, really messy, yeah. And again, really well played. 23 finding the right targets, turning into the Medusa, using that bit of extra lockdown. Roshan will respawn in 1 minute 30 as Jokam doing a bit of feeding. I mean, forcing out coil is what I meant to say. Smoke up. They immediately want to fight off the back of this side. Actually, Jokam's been a pretty big factor in these fights, and if we get a kill here, then we might secure ourselves Roshan, so they will go hunting. Kodo in the top lane would be a very nice target for them.
Moving into the pit. Fly.
Yeah,
Can he
maybe?
take it in time?
And they're pretty close. If Cuckoo throws out an Ice Blast, then they'll know everything. But then you kind of want that Ice Blast to combo up with the RP. Vision's just not there. They're going to get kind of distracted by Baboka here. Flyfly, can he finish off Roshan whilst they're dealing with Baboka outside the pit? I mean, they need to get the Vision in here, and they're just not doing it. Flyfly, oh, he gets bashed at a critical time, but nobody's getting into the pit to stop him. Aegis will fall and be grabbed by Flyfly. Nobody really dead as of yet, except for the Clockwork. Kodo tries to be held by the Shaman, but he's going to be alright, and now they can focus down Ollie. Ollie not being in this fight is a pretty big deal, honestly, but they've got the first life from the Ursa. He's just died. RP is going to be available for life number 2 as well, and 23 Savage is going to be on him like a rash. Bye-bye Flyfly, dead twice in a row. Oh no. This was not how this was meant to go. Yakult brothers, I mean, how is the Ursa just always on his own in these fights? Where is his team? They can't get close. They're just being bullied.
They were chasing the Slark and the Ember. They're so elusive, but it just bought plenty of time for them to kill the Ursa off, and the fight is still going on for now. The Yakult brothers, they're poking. But about their Ursa, yeah, having to second guess every move they make. No, but critically, that fight, it was 2 different fights. It was, can they kill the Slark? Can they kill the Ember? And then for Flipster Talon, it was murdered the Ursa, who's been skewered away from his team. Once he's respawned from the Aegis, instant RP, instant Ice Blast, but we're going to see the highlight here, and basically the fight very quickly develops to being kind of like the left side and the right side, So look at the top part of your screen. Yokam, he's tanking the Shaman. Makoto, he moves here as well. And then the Medusa, she goes to join him. And now Flyfly, he has a choice. Does he move left? Does he move right? Unfortunately, he doesn't really actually have a choice because he gets skewered to the right. And your Yakult brothers, they don't react to this very quick. Baboka, he's comboing the Ember as well. And the fact that we're just seeing 2 separate fights really plays into Talon's hand, because they get to take away the Aegis instantly and not really lose too much as a response. Need to fight in one location. That is, of course, the critical thing for your Yakult. 2 fights in a row now. Forced aggression by Baboka in the top lane, losing the fight, moving towards Roshan. Now Flyfly getting caught by the Magnus. WS has had quite a quiet game, but Magnus, it doesn't matter if you have a low RP game. The hero is built around skewer. One good skewer and your impact really returns. So yeah, WS for sure finding some footing back into this one.
Yeah, he's doing his job. Might not be in the prettiest show-stopping way that people were hoping for, but he's doing his job. That's all that's needed. Medusa in the middle lane will be seen. A lot of heroes smoked up around her, but I don't know about this. It's just such an awkward, messy kill. And they're close to a tower as well, so a lot of heroes will be able to come in on this one. 23 Savage, gonna go and do the whole high strength gain shield rune thing. So he's now got a 2,800 shield. Very nice. Lane's going to be killed very quickly as they start to move up to the top side, get some objectives under their belt. Oh, I say that, it's TP down to the bottom. They're looking to clear off these pesky snakes, so Flipster Talon, they're kind of being dragged around the map. Not like they want to absolutely force something out here. There's no Aegis in play, Roshan's not up anytime soon, so everybody's kind of just playing for their timings.
We're at the stage of the game where it really boils down to like who gets the good jump, right? There's no team that we're really going, oh, they've got this or they've got that. There's plenty of team fight on either side, which makes you believe that the edge does move towards Flipster Talon, right?
Oh,
using the Slark and the Magnus.
Big skewer back onto Beyond. There's of course that Stone Gaze coming out with a maximum move speed to get it to safety. But Beyond still being chased here, but in comes Baboka, helping out from the sidelines. Ice Blast gonna connect though, and Beyond might just tick away here after all. Down goes the snake, and Baboka, oh, didn't connect with the hook shot. That is rough. WS looking for someone, chasing shadows, just trying to get this bottom wave actually, and stop the push coming in, because Emo's on the high ground, and Flyfly's about to be as well. They've got bottom wave and top wave, super far pushed in. Gonna have to do something about this, or maybe they don't. 23 on the high ground, more than happy to start hitting at this tier 3. Flyfly gonna try and do the same thing. In comes Ember though. He's gonna try and be annoying. Now, does anybody come to stop the 23 Savage here? I don't think so.
The buybacks, how do you stop him?
Yeah, that's a good question. The rest of the team just happy to split across the map, deal with the split push, deal with those heroes. There is a tier 2 up in the bottom lane and a tier 1 and a tier 2 in the top lane, so the chances of going for anything more are 0, but still. First barracks of the game, taken by Flipster Talon, finding the turnaround in this game.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
It's something that you have to praise them on. I feel like their ability to find the fight, even if it's their opponent technically making the misplay, but to capitalize on it is critical, right? And there were a couple mistakes from Yakult, and Flipster Talon were in position to instantly go, you know what, thank you so much for taking a bad fight. We are behind, and we can, you know, play this out correctly to be able to create this comeback. Some teams, they wouldn't be able to do it, but...
And another day, another time of Jokam fighting for the Wisdom Shrine. Yule's up, RP down though, onto the Ursa. Maybe they're just baiting this, as once again Ursa's just completely taken out of the game. Good night.
He didn't enrage.
He didn't do a thing, he just sat there and died. There comes the Stone Gaze out from Beyond, but 23 Savage gets off the Gorgon's Grasp right before
Okay.
he manages to escape. Beyond will get back. No buyback on Ursa though. It's looking tough as in goes WS once again, looking for the skewer back. Does fight onto Baboka. Baboka is gone. 23 Savage jumping forwards, looking for Emo. I'm not sure he's going to get out of this one. Makoto chasing him to the end of the earth, but a Blink Dagger back to the fountain. Emo is alive. One tiny silver lining to a big dark grey cloud for Yakult brothers. The
I did the research.
Oh yeah?
Radiant's top tower
The Slark had an Orchid, so during the RP, he then Orchids the Ursa to prevent the enrage during the stun. Of course, your items can do that, but the Orchid pickup from the Slark, dismantling
nice.
Fly's ability to be so aggressive, right? Like, there he didn't press BKB. He's like, you know what? I can always enrage, but with the Orchid reveal, boom. I say Orchid reveal, he's had it a couple times, but for that instance, to use it in that way.
Yeah, in that way, it's very strong.
23 Savage.
Of course.
Yep.
A little bit annoyed that this Medusa skipped out on split shot, but you know, still happy to take the form and use the spells as Jokam just gets blown up. Okay, a little bit messy there, but 23 still absolutely fine. Just going to keep on clicking away. Maybe not. Hex comes out. Snakes are there as well. Don't you forget, there is no Aegis on 23 Savage right now as he forces off himself to the low ground. BKB available in 2 seconds, gets it off just in time. Fly now realizing he cannot fight, needs to get away, but will be chases Makoto just jumping in deep and getting the kill. 23 Savage still alive through all of this as Beyond trying to cut him off. Ollie's here as well, but WS nearby has the Yules, but it won't be enough to save 23 Savage. 23 Savage is dead, but Makoto is not as he continues going here and finds another kill. Triple for Makoto. This Ember Spirit is doing everything at the moment.
RP onto the puck.
Yeah, it's a good catch. Unfortunately, goes flying straight past the Ice Blast. Not quite comboing up correctly there as the BKB's out from Ember now, from Emo now. Ember still chasing. Trying to mess with puck as best he can. WS BKB, and nice timing on the Shockwave. That gets them the puck. WS getting the tip from 23 as well in the process. Well, is Beyond still alive here? I'm not sure they care too much about that though, T.
Yeah, I mean, the Medusa, unfortunately, the reason why we don't see it in every game is, at this stage, you can just kind of be ignored if you're not in a commanding position. It's like, what are you going to do, root me? Oh no, you know, it's like, but the fighting from Flipster Talon really is just paying off. Sure, 23 Savage goes down, but the amount of damage he did to the Ursa to then get the kill, and then Emo buys back, sure, but he gets picked off as well for another WS, you know, skewer. Oof. Shockwave as well to actually combo after the phase shift. You can just feel the desperation in their fight. They're just kind of throwing bodies in, hoping that they get a big kill, and the entire time Makoto just running around the fight, doing so much work. 11-4-12 on the Ember Spirit. Truly is like the... Okay, so if I was to say the anchor of the team, that makes it sound like he's holding them back, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Are you saying that just so I say it? Because it's like a pillar of the team?
I'm gonna
Sure.
clip it and catch you on. No,
Yeah,
I think
okay.
anchor of the team makes sense. Anchor keeps people in place. It
Yeah.
you know, it's reliable.
Yeah.
It's actually
But
not
here-
as a
No.
failing point of any
Exactly.
ship.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah. So you know what?
But,
Let's
you know,
change that.
That's not.
He's
that's
doing
not part
good.
of the metaphor. He's doing good. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Try and find an
He,
analogy.
he,
He's like a strong fan on a hot day.
true.
can't believe Flyfly's fall from grace though, from 12-0 to 13-4.
It all boils down to that top fight, right?
Completely deleted from this game, yeah.
Baboka starting a fight on Clockwork, Flyfly trusting his Baboka, going in, both dying, not fighting around Emo. Like, you gotta be together, guys. You gotta play as 5, and of course, what we continue to praise Flipster Talon on is their ability to, to fight as 5. How often have we really seen them be like 3 heroes go for a pick off? It really is like the team makes the move.
Yeah.
And that's not what we're seeing in this game specifically from Yakult. Especially after their start, it really felt like they could go on like autopilot to win this game, but that did not occur.
If anybody was waiting for fireworks to end this game, you may get it. Refresher Shard up on WS. Double RP. Very much on the cards. Gotta be ready for that one. It's not over till it's over, and you've got some crazy late game stuff to come out. Of course, if Medusa wants, she could start to go for more of a right-click build. You know, you will have to take split shot eventually, so yeah, she has been doing so. But Orchid out onto Emo. Emo BKB, orb away. Coil has to be used here, along with the TP, to make sure the WS doesn't find her, because he will RP that every single day of the week. And nicely done. Emo escapes for now, but with no BKB on the puck, a high ground push is looking very, very likely.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Damn, I didn't realize how poor puck was. Emo's just not had a game. Beyond is here, blink in, scythe out. 23 says thank you very much for the body. This tower falls so fast. Barrack's gonna start going down now as well. They need a way to find the backlines, and with seconds on the Clockwork, it definitely helps. It's good vision.
Abyssal and Ursa.
That's
Maybe
something.
they can find a jump, yeah.
Next up, onto 23. Abyssal out onto the Slug. It's a good target. Nice kill from Flyfly to start this one off, but now he is a obvious target as in comes the RP, but Flyfly gets off the ulti and gets himself away. Meanwhile, on the front lines, 23 Savage still trying to find the target, but doesn't quite do so. Yules out onto Flyfly, controlling him up. Second RP misses somehow. Flyfly getting away, just walking out of the fight, but 23 Savage still going to try and chase him down. Hex out onto the Ember to try and get Flyfly back into the fountain. They will do so, but in doing so also lose their barracks. So mega creeps are now down for Flipster Talon. It feels like their fate has been sealed. And Ursa, no choice but to jump in again. Hexed up though, cannot use that in rage, cannot use that in rage. He's got no buyback, that should be it. GG is called, and it will be game number 2 going to Flipster Talon as well. A huge series for this team. Yakult's brothers, they were on a hot streak, they were doing so well, but Flipster Talon, they flipped things up and